Hola, I'm Nelly Z. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to share my PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to start. I wanted to show you that we are in the Human Development, Diversity, and Behavior in the Environment part, which is the 24% of the exam. And we already have studied the theory of human development through the lifespan, which include the physical, social, emotional, cognitive, behavioral, the indicator of normal, abnormal, physical and cognitive, emotional and sexual development through the lifespan, theory of sexual development throughout the lifespan. And last video, we reviewed the theory of spiritual development throughout the lifespan. Now we're gonna review the theory of rational, ethnic, and cultural development throughout the lifespan. This is number 5. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my other presentation and share with you. I always like to start with a quote, and I thought that this is appropriate after we review the spiritual development theory. God says, remember these 4 things. I will make a way for you. I'm fighting your battles. Prayer is the best medicine. Trust my timing. Again, God says, remember these 4 things. I will make a way for you. I'm fighting your battles. Prayer is the best medicine. Trust my timing. And here is, I had 3 links, so we're gonna have started the first link. I'm gonna stop sharing my PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to go to my first article. And this is from the Social Work Test Prep. And it says, here's an item straight from the ESWB content outline, theory of pressure, ethnic and cultural development through the lifespan. You may know them well. They may be entirely new to you. Either way, time for some quick review with some links for a deeper dive to help you get ready to social work licensing exam. Questions addressing this topic. Theory of racial, ethnic, and cultural development through the lifespan. These theories and perspectives offer a framework for exploring the complex and dynamic nature of racial, ethnic, and cultural development across the lifespan, recognizing the identity is a multifaceted and evolving aspect of an individual life journey. Which one does the ASWB have in mind? Probably one or two. Finnish model of ethnic identity development, developed by Jim Finney. This model outlines stages of ethnic identity development, including and examining ethnic identity. Ethnic identity, such as achieve ethnic identity as a people explore and develop their culture identity. Details. Okay, there's Okay, let's go. I'm gonna stop and go to the details and share with you. It has a three-stage model of ethnic identity formation by James S. Finney. Several models of ethnic development have been proposed. Many researchers agree that an achieved identity is the result of a crisis or awakening, which leads to a period of exploration or experimentation, and finally to a commitment of incorporation of one ethnicity. Finney focused on the process of ethnic identity formation, the way in which individuals come to understand the implications of their ethnicity and make decisions about its role in their lives, regardless of the extent of their ethnic involvement. Stage 1. Unexamined ethnic identity, characterized by lack of exploration of ethnicity. The existing model suggests that minority subjects initially accept the values and attitude of the majority culture, including internalizing negative view of their own group held by the majority. Stage 2. Ethnic identity search moratorium. The initial stage of ethnic identity is conceptualized a continuum until adolescents encounter a situation that initiates an ethnic identity search. Stage 3. Ethnic identity achievement. The ideal outcome of the identity process, characterized by a clear, confident sense of one's own ethnicity. Identity achievement corresponds to acceptance and internalization of one ethnicity. This is adapted from Aurora Wells Education Feminine. Okay, so let's see if there is more. Finney's model of ethnicity identity develop what you might say or what you may feel. Stage 1. Diffusion or closure. Overall, I haven't really thought about my feelings around my ethnicity. I'm not sure I even have feelings about my ethnicity. Should I have feelings about my ethnicity? Why would anyone even ask about that question? D. My past is back there. I had no reason to worry about it. I am American now. D. Why do I need to learn about who I was the first of my people to do this or that? I am just not too interested. D. My parents tell me about where they lived, but what do I care? I never lived there. That's the diffusion. And then foreclosure. I don't go looking for my culture. I just go by what my parents say. And I don't what they tell me to do, what the way they are. This is the state diffusion foreclosure. If I could have chosen, I would have chosen to be American what? Because it is America, I will be in my country. I would choose it to be white if they have more job opportunity and I'm more accepted. Feelings ambivalence, detachment, mild curiosity. Stage 2, moratorium. Overall, oh my goodness, I do have some feelings, attitude about my ethnicity. That incident on my floor, what it said to me, what experience in my class has influenced my realization of this, who I am, when did this happen, what is this happening to me, what did I do to deserve this, and I want to know what we do and how our culture is different from others. Going to festivals and cultural events helped me to learn more about my culture and myself. And I think people should know what my people had to go through to get where we are now. And there are a lot of people around me who aren't in my group. And it gets pretty confusing to try to decide who I am. Feelings, hostility, shame, confusion. Page 3, Identity Achievement. Overall, I know who I am and I embrace my ethnicity. I feel pretty good about myself and proud of my ethnicity. People put me down because of my ethnicity, but I don't care anymore. I can accept myself more. I have been born ethnicity and born to be ethnicity. I'm here in America and people of many different cultures are here too. So I don't just consider myself ethnicity, but also America. I used to be, I used, I used to, I used want to be white because I want to long flowing hair and I wanted to be real light. I used to think being light was prettier, but now I think there are prettier dark skin girls and pretty light skin girls. I don't want to be white now. I'm happy being me, feeling pride effect. So that's the first model. And so the three stages model of ethnic identity formation by James Finn. An unexamined ethnic identity. Stage 2 ethnic identity research moratorium. And stage 3 ethnic identity achievement. Okay, I'll stop share. I got to the other article. Oh, sorry. I need to go to 7. Stop share. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. There's another intersectionality theory. Kimberly Crenshaw. Intersectionality theory recognizes that people have multiple social identities. Example, race, gender, sexuality, that intersect and interact to shape their experiences and opportunities. It is particularly relevant for understanding the unique experiences of people with multiple marginalized identities. Okay, so here's the details. Okay, stop sharing. I go to the detail. Share. Intersectionality. Intersectionality is a social, logical, analytical framework for understanding how groups and individual social and political identities resolve unique combination of discrimination and privilege. Examples of this factor include gender, age, sex, race, ethnicity, class, sexual, religious disability, height, age, and weight. These intersecting and overlapping social identities may be both empowering and oppressive. However, little good quality quantity research has been done to support or undermine practical uses of intersectionality. Intersectionality broadens the scope of the first and second wave of feminism, which largely focused on the experience of women who were white, middle class, to include the different experience of women of color, poor women, immigrant women, and other groups. Intersectional feminism aims to separate himself from white feminism by acknowledging women's different experience identities. The term intersectionality was coined by Kimberly Crenshaw in 1989. She described how interlocking systems of power affect those who are most marginalized in society. Activities and academics use the framework to promote social and political egalitarianism. Intersectionality opposes analytical systems and treats each axis of person in isolation. In this framework, for instance, discrimination against Black women cannot be explained as a simple combination of misogyny and racism, but as something more complicated. Intersectionality engages in similar things as a triple oppression, which is the oppression associated with being a poor or immigrant woman of color. Interesting. Criticism includes the framework of tendency to reduce individuals to specific demographic factors and used as an ideological tool against other feminism theories. Critics have categorized the framework as ambiguous and lack a defined goal, and is based in standpoint theory. Critics say the focus of subjective experience can lead to contradictions and inability to identity, common cause of oppression and analysis academic. Article published through December 2019 found that there are no widely adopted quantity methods to investigate research questions informed by intersectionality. Provide recommendation on analytic best practice for future research and analysis of academic article published from May 2020 found an internationalistic frequency misunderstood when bridging theory into quantity methodology. In 2022, quantity approach to intersectionality was proposed based on information theory, specifically synergistic information teaching. In this framing, intersectionality is identified with information rational outcomes that can only be learned when multiple identities and race, sex, known together and no extract from analysis of the individual identity considered separately. So that's basically the combination of the analysis of the different elements. We will skip that. First, it's interesting the concept. Stop share it, and we'll go to the first link again. There we go. Okay, so we had the intersectionality theory, and then we had the Bronfer-Brenes ecological theory. Using Bronfer-Brenes theory underscores the influence of various systems, including the microsystem family, immediate and microsystem, societal, cultural value, and individual cost, racial identity development details. Okay, so then the course. So this is a new psychology introduced a groundbreaking perspective on human development known as ecological model. Okay, his work transformed the field development trying by emphasizing the interrelated system and complex relations that shape human growth behavior. The model highlighting personal characteristics, contextual factors shaping development. So it's basically the analysis of the different ecological models such as the Bronfer offer a holistic approach to understanding the various. Do you actually see it? I don't know if you see it. I'm gonna read it again. So this model says following. Exploring foundation of Bronfer's ecological model. Urine Bronfenner, a renowned psychologist, introduced a groundbreaking perspective on human development known as the ecological model. Published by Harvard University Press, his work transformed the field of development science by emphasizing the interrelated system and complex interaction that shape human growth and behavior. The model highlights the importance of environment factors, personal characteristics, and contextual factors in shaping development. Okay. Ecological models such as the Bronfer-Brenner offer a holistic approach to understanding the various dimensions of human development, drawing from the work of the psychologists like Kurt Lewin. Bronfer-Brenner sought to identify crucial mechanisms to explain the reciprocal interaction between individuals and their surroundings. The model has since evolved from his original ecological focus to a more comprehensive bioecological model, which now incorporates the dynamic interplay between biological, psychological, and environmental factors. Okay, so let's here. That was a really good video. Very informative. Okay, so I feel like I should just stop here with the explanation, because I think she did a wonderful explanation. So I'm gonna save it and go to the other theory. I think it was really good. So many models, unbelievable. So many theories. Okay, so then we have the Helms Wide Racial Identity Development Model. Johnny Helms proposed a model specific to white people, outlining the stages of awareness, understanding of their own and others' racial identity. These stages include contact, disintegration, reintegration, pseudo-independence, immersion, and autonomy. And here it goes, details, okay? I'm not sure if you're gonna see it, so that's why I'm going to stop and share it, making sure that you do see it. Okay, so let's see, there's only one page. Yes, Helms Wide Racial Identity Development. So here we have the phase one, which is abandonment of racism, abandonment of racism. So the first thing, we have first one contact. Description: people in this status are oblivious to racism, lack of understanding of racism, have minimal experience with people of color, and make profess to be colorblind. Society influence and perpetuating stereotypes and the superior-inferior dichotomy associated between blacks and whites are not noticed, but acceptance unconsciously or consciously without critical analysis. Racial and cultural differences. These individuals seldom perceive themselves as a dominant group members or having bias or prejudices. Perception or expression. Oh goodness, there are non-white people in the world. These non-white people are treated just like me. Am I white? I never really saw about it. This is the contact. Second, disintegration. In this stage, the person becomes conflicted over racial and moral dilemmas that frequently perceived as a polar opposite, believing one is non-racist, yet not wanting one's son or daughter to marry a minority group member, believing that all men are created equal, yet society treating blacks as second-class citizens and not acknowledging the oppression exists while witness in Allah the beating of the Rolling King in Los Angeles. The person becomes increasingly conscious of his or her whiteness and may experience dissonance and conflict between own group, reality, humanism. What do you mean? So freedom and justice for all men are created equal, was meant for everyone? I just don't want to think about this. I'll avoid any of conflict. How do I deal with all this? Reintegration. Because of the tremendous influence that society Societal ideology exerts initial resolution and resonance, often moves in direction of dominant ideology associated with race and one's own socio-racial group identity. This stage may be characterized as a regression, for the tendency is to idealize one social racial group and to be intolerant of other minority groups. There is a firmer and more conscious belief in why racial superiority and racial ethnic minority are blamed for their own problems. I'm entitled to white privilege. You know, all those peoples are just alike, just like you see on the news in the newspaper. Those are not stereotypes. That's just the truth. They need to change, not me. So here is the stage 2, define non-racist white identity. And there, here is pseudomy independence description. A person is likely to move into the Facebook to a painful or insightful encounter event that jars the person from reintegration status. The person begins to attempt and understand racial, cultural, and sexual intention difference may reach how to interact with minority group members. The choice of minority individual, however, is based on how similar they are to him or her, and the primary mechanism used to understand racial issues is intellectual and conceptual. An attempt to understand has not reached the experiential and effective domains. Understand the Euro-American white privilege, the socio-political aspect of race, and issue bias, prejudice, and discrimination tend to be more intellectual exercise. Perception expression. I understand that there are things about this world that are unfair. I would like to become friends with people different than myself. I feel so guilty about the situation. I would like to help those worse than me. Mm. Immersion. If a person is enforced to continue a personal exploration of him herself as a rational being, question becomes focused on what it means to be one. Hama states that the person search for and understand the personal meaning of racism, and the way by which one benefits from white privilege. There is an increasing willingness to truly confront one's own bias, to redefine whiteness, and to become more activism and directly combating racism or oppression. This stage is marked with an increasing experiential effect, understanding that we're lacking in the previous status. We need to change nothing. Those stereotypes are not accurate at all. Are the others out there like me? Hey, it's not cool to make those racist jokes. Number 6, autonomy. Increasing awareness of one's own whiteness, reduce feelings of guilt, acceptance of one's own role, perpetuating racism, need renewed determination to abandon white entitlement leads to an autonomous status. The person is knowledgeable about racial, ethnic, cultural different values, diversity, and is no longer feels intimidated or uncomfortable with experiential reality of race. Development on races will eventually become increasingly strong. I am both proud of being white. I am supporting agents for change and equality for all race and culture. We need to act locally and think globally. Interesting, Hans White racial identity development model. I didn't notice, actually. Interesting, Hans White. So we have page 1, abandoning racism, and then phase 2, defining non-racial white identity. In each one, we had 3, contact, disintegration, and reintegration, and the other one was immersion autonomy. Okay, so We're gonna be only study Article 1 because it's getting long as usual. So after the home, we have then social identity theory. Developed Henry Tanger and John Turner theory focus on how people categorize themselves and others into social groups, including racial ethnic groups. Explore how group membership influence self-concept and behavior details. And here is the other one, social identity. So many art. Sorry. Social identity theory in psychology. Stafford, Turner, 1979. Okay, so what do they say? Social identity theory proposed Henry Tasker and John Turner in the 1970s. Was the individual derived portion of other self-concepts from their membership in social group. The theory seeks to explain the connective process of social conditions underlying intergroup behavior, especially issues related to prejudice, bias, and discrimination. So, social identity is a person's sense who they are based on their group membership. Taller 270 proposes that the group, social class, family, football will belong to the very important sort of pride and self-esteem. Social identity group can give you a sense of belonging. Being part of group can instill feeling connection, unity, giving individuals the comforting sense that they are not alone in their experience or perspectives. Purpose. Group of affiliation often come with shared goals or missions which can provide directions, purpose to individual members. Self-worth. Affiliating with a group can boost self-esteem and individual derive from group achievement, positive group management. Identity group provides a framework to understand oneself in the context of large community. They can help define who you are based on shared attributes, value, or goals. Stages, social categorization, social identification, social comparison. Social categorization is referred to the tendency of people to classify themselves and others into various social groups based on an attribute like race, gender, nationality, or religion. We categorize objects to understand them and identify them in very similar way. We categorize people, including ourselves, to understand the social environment. We use social category like black, white, Australian, Christian, Muslim, student, and bus driver because they are useful. Categorization helps individuals simplify the social environment, but can also lead to stereotyping. If we can assign people to categories, that tells us things about those people. Similarly, we found things about ourselves by knowing what category we belong to. We define appropriate behavior by referencing the knowledge of group we belong to. But you can only do this if you can tell who belongs to your group. An individual can belong to many different groups. For example, You have categorized as a student, chances are you will adopt the identity of a student and begin to act the way you believe a student act. Social identification. Once individuals categorize themselves as a member of a particular group, they adopt the identity of that group. This means they begin to see themselves in terms of group characteristics and adopt norms, values, and behavior. If, for example, you have categorized yourself as a student, the chances are you will adopt the identity of a student and begin to act in the ways you believe the students act and conform the norms of the group. There will be an emotional significance to your identification with the group, and your self-esteem will become bound up with the group membership. Social comparison. After categorizing and identifying with the group, individuals compare their group to others. This comparison is often biased in favor of one group, leading to in-group favoritism. It is critical to understand prejudice because when two groups identify themselves as rivals, they're forced to compete in order for members to maintain their self-esteem. Competition hostility between groups does not only matter to competing for resources like jobs, but also results competing identity. In group us, out group them. When in context of SIT, the in-group refers to the group which an individual identifies while out-group to groups they don't identify with. The theory asserts that people have natural inclination to perceive their in-group in positive light while being neutral or even negative toward our group, such enhance their self-image. Positive distinctiveness. The desire for positive self-esteem will motivate one's in group to perceive as positively different or distinct from relevant out-group. Prejudice views between cultures may result in racism, and its extreme forms racism may result in such occurred in Germany with the Jews and Rwanda between the Hutus and the Tutsi, and more recently in the former Yugoslavia between the Bosnian and the Serbs. Wow. Our blessed homeland, our glorious leader, our great religion, our noble population, our hero adventure. The brutish invaders, the backward savage, the primitive superstition, the wicked despot, the barbar West. Example of in-group and out-group. It is important to know that in-group and out-group are fluid concepts. The group an individual identifies with can change based on context environment over time. Moreover, everyone belongs to multiple in-group across different phases of the area identity. The categorization into groups, out-group also plays a significant role in intergroup dynamic, bias, and conflict. Ethnicity and race. In groups, someone in Chinese descent may identify with other Chinese individuals. A group, the same individual may see people of Japan or India. This as an out group. Religion group, a Christian may identify with other Christians. Our group, Muslim, perceived as a group to Christian. Nationality. In group, an American may feel a kinship with fellow Americans. A group, Canadian, Mexican, or Britons may be seen as a group. Personal affiliation. In group, teacher may see other teachers part of the group. A group may see administrator, policymaker, even other professors like lawyers, doctors, a group, sport teams. In group, found the New York Yankees. With fellow Yankee fans, a group goes to raise some funds for the best. Political affiliation group aligned with the fellow Republic, a group Democrat Liberty. Makes age group in field challenge outgroup iniciado, especial musical preference in group fans of the heavy metal music. Fellow metalhead or group fans of black country. Intention institution group alone everything. Sense of camaraderie with fellows or group. Learn English as a group. Gender and sexual orientation in group LGBTQ individual may feel a sense of belonging with others who identify female. Our group heterosexual individuals are no support maybe our group. Implications. In group favoritism, because individuals seek positive self-esteem, they are inclined in favor to promote their in-group at the expense of out-group. This can be manifest in various ways for simple preferences to allocating more resources to in-group. Stereotyping, prejudice, by categorizing people into groups, there is a risk of overemphasizing similar with the group of difference between them, leading to a stereotype coupled with natural bias toward one's group. This can foster prejudice against out-group. Intergroup conflict, when competition, perceived threats exist between groups, or resources scarce dynamic described by SIT can intensify, leading to intergroup hostility and conflict. Shift in group and membership. SIT suggests the individual feel their current group membership is not providing positive self, and they may either seek to elevate their current abandon in favor of another group that offers more positive belonging. Being part of group can instill feeling connection and unity, giving individuals comfort and sense that they are not alone in their experience perspective. Applications. Wow. So we're gonna stop here in application because, as you can see, this is still a long way, and I am already tired. I want to drink water, and I don't want it to pause the video, so we're gonna stop here, and we're gonna continue later. But I can't believe it. This topic is very extensive. Well, all the topics are extensive, but thank you for your company. I hope that these videos are useful for you. They are useful for me as I am studying. I'm also doing flashcards, so you can also do that. I will put the link of the articles below for the video. So bye, my friends. Many blessings. Adios.